आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
On the Chutney, the Red Fort blast probe is exposing the extent of the chilling rise of radical Islamist networks in the country. As radicalized Islamist groups proliferate across the country, Republic also exposes the undeniable Pakistan link tonight to the Delhi blast plot. Ladies and gentlemen, what I've always said stands proven today. We have come to know in the aftermath of the Chutney Chowk terror attack that there is a deep penetration of Islamist, radicalized, fundamentalist, terrorist and pro-terrorist networks in India, much more than you knew. Much more penetration, ladies and gentlemen, all across of the dangerous Islamist ideology, much more deep penetration closer to you than you may want to believe. Somewhere around you, there are these Islamist, fundamentalist, pro-terrorist, radicalized, Ghazwa-e-Hind kind of sleeper cells of terrorists. If this is not Islamist fundamentalism, then what is? What is? Do not be in denial anymore. Do not think. If you're watching this from your cozy living room, in a high-rise or a gated community, thinking it will not hit you, don't fool yourself, it will. There is so much penetration of Islamist, terrorist and Islamist ideology in this country. The arrests of Maulvis who are spreading the concept of hyper-urban terrorism proves the pipeline of radicalization from Kashmir to Haryana. Alfala University, Faridabad, now under the lens for financial transactions. They falsely claimed A-grade accreditation, misleading students and regulators. Multiple accused, all dangerous, radicalized terrorists. They could be moving around in a mall near you. They could be having food in a fast food joint next to you. You would probably think you are safe, but you are not, because they have surrounded you all across, ladies and gentlemen, and we need to start identifying these people one by one. There are all these radicalized people, radicalized group, people with extremist thinking, dangerous people, jihadis, Maulvi Irfan Ahmad in Shopia, talking to people in Pakistan, Hafiz Muhammad Ishtiyaq living right next to the Alfala University campus, quietly going and buying vegetables one day and then arranging explosives the other day. All these people, Dr. Shaheen, going to malls, going to shops, general stores, and now it is found they were carrying detonators, explosives, logistics, all moving around silently, saying we are professionals by morning, terrorists by night, taking government funding in the morning, working for government establishments, studying on our taxpayer money in the morning, and jihadis by night. So if you want to think and you're watching this saying that, oh, but this happened in Chutney Chowk, it will never happen to me. No, these people are deep, they have penetrated deep, they have penetrated institutions, they have penetrated quote-unquote civil society, they have penetrated academia, they have penetrated NGOs, they are carrying the guise, some people in the form of media maybe, and they are disguising themselves and they are moving all around, and you would never know how radicalized the person sitting next to you actually is. So be very careful, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paradox of educated jihad. Some people tell me this is because Muslims are being treated badly in this country. Tell me, were these people, Dr. Muzammil, Dr. Shaheen Shahid, Dr. Umar, who studied on the basis of my taxpayer money, were they being treated badly? Did they say no when they got government funding for their medical education? No. These are the privileged jihadi Muslims, completely privileged, but heart of heart they hate India. Heart of heart, I don't know why. I don't know why. There's a hatred for the country and everything that Bharat stands for. And somehow this Alfala University was the center of all these people. And this hatred in their mind led them to collect 2,900 tons of ammonium nitrate, ID equipments from all over, and think that they would get away with it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the intellectualization of terrorism. We need to be ultra careful right now, because what we are learning is they have really done some deep penetration. And they were planning to carry out a series of attacks in December. Series of attacks. Not one car, not two cars, not three cars full of explosives. Dozens of cars. Poisoning of the waters. Mass murder. For years, this secular intelligentsia in this country dismissed Islamist radicalization as a fringe narrative. When I used to speak about it, they used to say, Arnab represents the fringe in journalism. Today, I would like to say, they represent the jihadi approach of journalism. We are representing the nationalist approach. The fringe, ladies and gentlemen, that fringe approach is actually of these people. These are the people all the woke lobbies in Delhi used to support. And I want to ask the human rights lobby today, the pseudo-secular lobby, will you now open your eyes after what we found out? I want to ask Mehbooba Mufti, Omar Abdullah. They were all hurt by the encounter of OGWs. I want to ask them, they are the ones who said Burhan Wani should have been given a chance. They were the ones who said they were disappointed by the hanging of Afzal Guru. They are the ones who clicked pictures with Yasin Malik. They are the ones who called Osama bin Laden Osama Ji. Where do you see them today? Do they realize that radicalization and jihad is really growing in our country, the thought of it? And I want to ask you today, if you're a parent, worry about your children. If you're a child, worry about your parents, your grandparents. If you're a nationalist, worry about your nation. Your nation is under attack by the jihadis, the Islamists, and the Ghazwa-e-Hind ideologues. Do not any longer pretend that you can sit in a gated community, play golf, sip gin, fly business class. Think only about the GDP and per capita GDP of the country. Drown yourself in information about Donald Trump, but not look outside your door to find out what's happening in your country, in your neighborhood, in your colony, in your city, in your town, your village, in your locality, because this form of jihad is all around us. Unless we have an approach where as a nation, we commit ourselves to fighting radicalization, exposing radicalization, questioning radicalization, directly, openly, consistently, and with all conviction, then our nation will be under attack. Today, Republic stands for this war against radicalization. But do the other media do that? Or do they have the middle approach? I said on my Hindi program, as far as terrorists are concerned and the supporters of terrorism are concerned, we cannot have this live and let live, jio or jeene do kind of approach anymore. And I would also, with all humility, like to tell the people running our great nation that the time has come to wage a war not just against Pakistan and the ISI, but also against those who are in this country and who from the soil of this country want to destroy this country. If there are enemies within all of us, regardless of religion, region, nationality, if we are in this country, if we are part of Bharat, if we believe in Bharat, all of us have to commit ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, to a battle against radicalization, specifically Islamist radicalization. Let's debate.
The moment the car bomb exploded, 6:51 p.m. outside the Red Fort. This video is the clearest evidence of the impact of the bomb, created, loaded onto the Hyundai i20 by radical terror doctor Umar Nabi. Highly educated, highly radicalized. He was sent to kill. His handler, this link to Pakistan, Muzaffar Ratheer, His details are being exposed on Republic for the very first time.
Today we are showing you the visuals of this residence. This is located in Qazi Gund Kulgam, where the Jammu and Kashmir police approached Interpol to issue a red corner notice against Dr. Muzaffar in connection with the interstate white-collar terror module. Muzaffar is rather a brother of Dr. Adil, who was among the 8, including the doctors arrested in the case related to Red Fort.
Muzaffar Ahmad Rathir, another terror doctor, also the brother of Adil, was directly in touch with a Pakistani handler in Afghanistan. Umar Nabi, the car bomber, was directed to carry out the attack by Muzaffar, who had earlier visited Turkey in 2022. Investigators say it was Muzaffar who coordinated the entire terror module from Dubai, and after his brother and terror doctor Adil's arrest, moved to Afghanistan. This video from the wee hours of the 10th of November, the day the bombing took place, shows that Umar Nabi was travelling through a toll booth with his Hyundai i20, travelling into Mewad. It was hour before the raids at Alfala and Faridabad that morning. Was he tipped off? Was he meeting the radicalized cleric in Mewad? The role of the radical clerics is under scanner. Mewad and Saharanpur are the focus.
देखिए ये वो सीढ़ियां हैं, ये वो घर का दरवाजा जहां पर इस समय ताला लगा हुआ है। डॉक्टर आदिल इसके अंदर रहता था। हर रात लगभग 5 से 6 गाड़ियों में संदिग्ध लोग आते थे डॉक्टर आदिल से मुलाकात के लिए। यहीं पर वो आतंकी पूरी प्लानिंग करता था कि आखिर कैसे देश के हिस्सों में देखिए ब्लास्ट की प्लानिंग की जाए और दहशत फैलाई जाए।
The network of clerics, terror doctors, have a link to one area in Delhi NCR, the Alfala, the Jaish den that became home for the highly radicalized module. It is here that they conducted meetings in a safe atmosphere.
We are outside the Alfala University, where earlier today the fourth car in question, where the suspicion was highlighted by the police officials and the security agencies, the Brezza car, was registered under Dr. Shaheen, the terror Dr. Shaheen's name. So a lot of links emerging with regards to Shaheen's activity and her role in this terror module.
Indians are feeling the impact of Islamist radicalization. If it isn't addressed now, once and for all, it will come back to haunt us like it did during 10/11.
We are here tonight to see whether we can form a consensus against Islamist radicalization. Because it is a fact, it is true. The most radicalization is Islamist radicalization. The most dangerous, the most commonplace radicalization anywhere in the world, not just in India. I asked a question today. Shalini, Subrashta and Sanju Verma on one side, welcome. Syed Asad Abbas, Gaurav Chachra of the SP and Mohammad Suleiman, founder of the All India Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin, All India Muslim Personal Law Board. No. In a way the same, All India Muslim Personal Law Board. Now, why are all these faces of Muslims?
These are not Muslims, Arnab. These are the terrorists.
No. Now let Mohammad Suleiman answer. As far as I know, you see, this is very convenient. Syed Abbas says these are not Muslim, but Muhammad Umar is a Muslim. Muzammil Shakil is a Muslim.
Arnab,
Adil Rathar is a Muslim. Shaheen Shahid is a Muslim. Nisarul Hasan, जो धमाकों के बाद लापता है, he's gone running, coward. Parvez Saeed, he went to Turkey. He is a Muslim. You can't say these are not Muslim.
Absolutely
these are
not.
Muslim.
Any of these 6.
These are Muslim.
Any of these 6.
They are Muslim.
Any of these 6. No.
They are Muslim.
Any of these 6.
They are Muslim.
Any of these 6 mentioned on top would have read Quran in its entirety, would have read the Hadith of Prophet Muhammad. They would have known. You take one life.
They would have known and all, I don't know. But they are Muslim.
No. Absolutely not, Arnab.
They are Muslim.
I am a Muslim. I'm a Muslim who will never hurt
Shalini is on the debate with Syed Abbas.
No.
Shalini.
We have to realize and we have to acknowledge the fact that yes, they are Muslims, they are misguided Muslims, they are not Muslims. There's a difference between being a Muslim and a Mu'min.
You are a
Number
Muslim
one.
too.
Number
But
two,
would you do
they have
something
read the
like this?
Quran, they've read
I
the
think it's
interpretation, but
important
they've
to
read
be
it
known.
wrongly. So it is
No.
our responsibility
I
today
think you
to
have
address
got it
address
wrong
the
and
issue
absolutely
by
wrong.
saying yes, they are
Shalini
youth
ji, I just
that
have one
have
question
been
for you.
misread. They are youth
I just
that
have one
been
question for you, and that
misconstrued. They
is,
are youth that have been taken into a different form of
do you
Islam.
believe that
This
Muslims have
Islam
died
is
or
not
Hindus
what was
have died, or do
supposed
you
to be
believe
practiced.
that
This
Indians
Islam
have
is
died?
not what is
The fact
stated in
is,
the Quran.
it's absolutely
and this
shameful.
Islam is not what
It
is
is
there in the
shameful
Hadith.
that people
so
like
first
you
of all, please
bring in the
stop
Muslim angle.
defending them that they are not
Stop
Muslims. They
doing
are
this.
misguided
Nobody is
Muslims
defending
and
them.
they're not
The fact
Muslims.
is, real
Number
Muslim,
two,
a true Muslim
the
will
Islamist
never hurt even an
radicalization
ant.
is
So
live.
you need to
You can
understand
see
that.
it. It
It's
is
absolutely
there in our
unfair
country,
that
and it
people
is
like you
time
or the likes
we
of
take
you
responsibility
this
for
issue.
it.
No, there are two
And
views today. There are two views
I need to
today.
give out my view.
There are two views today. There are two views on the
I need to give
program
out my
today.
view.
One minute. Shalini, there are two views emerging on the program today. There are
Arnab,
two
I need to
views
present
emerging
my
on
view.
the
Allow me
program
30
today.
seconds, please.
The first view, Syed, hold on, is that we know they are Muslim, but we'll go on television and say they are not Muslim, and then we will say,
No.
what is Islamic radicalization? There is nothing called Islamist radicalization. These are
I will
secular
answer that.
human beings. We should blame Homo sapiens for it, not any religion. Now,
I will answer that,
Sanju is
Arnab.
on the
Arnab.
debate. 1 minute. Sanju's
Okay,
opened up.
Arnab,
Where did
30 seconds.
where did the AMPLP founder go? Sanju.
Arnab, I need my 30
You know,
seconds,
Arnab,
please.
okay, now I heard Mr. Abbas. I just want to make a couple of very quick points. Be it the Faridabad module or this doctor module, the Delhi blast perpetrators, the Jaish-e-Mohammed module, which are the names, Arnab, as you pointed out, which have
I'll
come
give
to
you a
the
name.
forefront?
Sanju Verma ji,
Can I,
I'll give you a name.
Can I please?
Dhruv
I did
Saxena.
not interject you,
Dhruv
Mr.
Saxena
Abbas.
of the
Don't do
BJP
this.
IT cell.
I did not interject you. Arnab, this is no way to debate.
Dhruv Saxena
I did not
was
interject
found
you.
to be
Please
in
keep
cahoots
quiet.
with the ISI.
Please
Dhruv
keep
Saxena
quiet.
was with the ISI.
I did not interject you.
So would you
Please
bring
now.
in the
Syed, 1 minute. Syed, after her, please calm down.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
I was being decent. I asked you repeatedly, keep quiet, but you went on and on. Now it's your turn to listen. I listened to you very patiently. Muzammil Shakil, Muzammil Ganai, Abdul Mateen Taha,
Nathuram
Dr.
Godse,
Shahid Saeeda,
Dhruv Saxena,
Irfan Ahmed,
Nathuram
Maulvi
Godse,
Ishtiaq.
first terrorist of
Who are
India,
these people?
Nathuram Godse.
These are all
Dhruv
Or-
Saxena,
I refuse to
BJP
debate this
IT
guy
cell.
because, he continues
BJP
to
IT
speak.
cell. Was he a
Can you
Muslim
please
too?
shut up?
He was found
ठीक
to
है,
be
चलो,
in
बोलिए.
connection. He was found to be in
Continue. Once
connection.
you're done, I will
Dhruv
speak. I will
Saxena,
not
Dhruv
shout over
Saxena
you.
of the BJP IT
Keep
cell
talking.
from your party,
Keep talking.
Bharatiya Janata Party.
Keep talking.
He was found to be in connection with the
Arnab, what is wrong with
ISI.
you? Why don't you
Is
ask
that
this
all
man
right,
to shut
Dhruv?
up?
Is that all right, Sanju Verma ji? No, I will not shut up. Listen, let's not thrive on
Educated
this Hindu-Muslim
doctors
sadistic
who have been
run.
caught
Stop
in the Delhi
polarization.
blast.
We are Indians.
Talk about
We are Indians.
educated professors
So,
who are a
so
part
did they
of the
see?
Faridabad module.
Did they see who died?
You should be
Ma'am,
ashamed of
Hindu ho ya
yourself.
Muslim
You're
ho,
sitting
you
here
should be
and
ashamed of
supporting
doing
your
Hindu-Muslim.
Jamatis. You're sitting here and supporting
The
your
fact is,
Jamatis.
हिंदू मुस्लिम करने वालों पे मैं
Radical
धिक्कार करता
Islamist
हूँ.
terror is a
धिक्कार
reality.
करता हूँ मैं हिंदू मुस्लिम करने
अल्लाह
वालों पे.
अकबर बोलकर
कर लो.
बम
अरे हम
कौन फोड़ता
अल्लाह
है?
अकबर भी बोलेंगे,
अल्लाह
जय श्री राम भी
बोलकर
बोलेंगे. Hey,
Louder,
Jesus
both,
भी
louder,
बोलेंगे.
louder, both.
Let me tell you, संजू जी, ना हिंदू बुरा है, ना मुसलमान बुरा है, जो करता बुराई वो इंसान बुरा है. Yes, that is your language. See, Arnab, this is what she does. Arnab, this is what she does on the show.
एक
Arnab, can I get my time?
Syed, can you just wait for a minute? I find this utterly hypocritical approach, where first you carry out a... No, 1 minute. I have stopped this man. I have stopped this man. 1 minute.
Now after his time has already been
No, but
I
that's
need
all
my
right.
30
Both of you
seconds,
spoke
sir.
over each
I
other.
need
I'll
my
come to
30
you.
seconds.
I just want to take a minute to ask you this. What happens? By denying that they are Muslim, what do you get? नहीं, ये लोग... Sanju, 1 minute. ये approach इनका ये हुआ है. Terrorism हो गई. 2 दिन के लिए चुप रहिए. Comment मत कीजिए. तीसरे दिन बोलिए टेररिस्ट बुरा नहीं होता, इंसान बुरा होता है. प्रॉब्लम उनमें नहीं है, हमारे समाज में है. इंसान बनो, कैंडल लाइट मार्च करो. देखिए, आई वांट टू टेल यू वन थिंग. ओसामा बिन लादेन इंसान नहीं था, मगर मुसलमान तो था.
नहीं, वो राक्षस था। और
नहीं, राक्षस था मीन्स व्हाट? ओसामा बिन लादेन मुसलमान नहीं था। ओसामा बिन लादेन मुसलमान नहीं था,
बिल्कुल भी नहीं। वो राक्षस था और वो रावण था।
शालिनी जी सुन रहा है, ऐमान अल जवारी मुसलमान नहीं था।
रावण था, वो राक्षस था, रावण था। और जो ये लोग हिंदू मुस्लिम कर रहे हैं, कर रहे हैं, जिस तरीके से करना है, सच्चाई बोलने में आपको क्या
शालिनी अली,
इस बात को मान रहे हो कि ये मिसगाइडेड यूथ है, इनको जिहाद की गलत डेफिनेशन दी जाती है, इन्हें बोला जाता है कि आपको एनआरसी सीएए के वजह से आपको देश से बाहर निकाल दिया जाएगा। आप क्यों नहीं इस बात को मान रहे हो कि इतने प्रिविलेजेस उन्हें हमारे देश में मिल रहे हैं, उसके बावजूद उनको लगता है कि मुसलमानों के साथ बहुत ही गैरों का एक वातावरण बनाया जा रहा है। क्यों नहीं मान लेते हो कि हज सब्सिडी जो आती है इस देश में, उसके ऊपर भी मुसलमान अपना दावा ठोकते हैं और उससे हज के लिए भी जाते हैं? क्यों नहीं मानते हो कि टेररिस्ट जो है वो मिसगाइडेड लोग होते हैं, इस्लाम को नहीं फॉलो कर रहे हैं जिस तरीके से कुरान में लिखा गया है? जिहाद का मतलब सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि वो एक होली वॉर है। जिहाद का मतलब वो होता है कि आप किसी चीज के लिए स्ट्राइव कर रहे होते हैं। काफिर का मतलब वो नहीं होता है कि आप अल्लाह को नहीं मानते हो। काफिर का मतलब वो होता है जो होली वननेस गॉड को नहीं मान रहा, ऑलमाइटी को नहीं मान रहे हो। ये मिसगाइडेडनेस है। यू कांट से कि मुसलमान नहीं है, वो मुसलमान है, मोमिन नहीं है, वो इस्लाम को नहीं फॉलो कर रहे हैं सही तरीके से। मौलानाओं ने उनको गलत तरीके से चीजें सिखाई हैं। ये कह देने से कि वो मुसलमान नहीं है, उससे मतलब ये पूरा का पूरा मुद्दा खत्म नहीं होता है। मुद्दा है आपके सामने, आप देख रहे हो, उनके नाम देख रहे हो, आप ये देख रहे हो कि हाँ उन्होंने अपना रिलीजन जो बताया गया है वो इस्लाम बोला गया है, मुस्लिम बोला हुआ है। इस बात से हट जाओ यार। इस कम्युनिटी को इकट्ठा खड़ा करने के लिए पहले इस कम्युनिटी के अंदर जो प्रॉब्लम है उसकी सोल्यूशन तो देखिए ना। एजुकेशन चाहिए तो ढंग से चाहिए, एजुकेशन की तरफ हमारी कौम के युवाओं को आगे लेकर जाइए ना। इस सब बातों को छोड़ दीजिए कि हाँ जी मुस्लिम है नहीं है। जो इशू है उसको सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करिए और उसको सॉल्व करने से पहले ये बात मान लीजिए कि वो प्रॉब्लम है और उस प्रॉब्लम को सोल्यूशन हमें निकालना है।
I want to ask one question. Why were these terrorists going to these mosques and these madrasas? Syed, 1 minute, please. Please, Syed. We'll have to accept the reality. The reality is that these terrorists were going to certain madrasas and certain mosques. Why were they going to certain madrasas and certain mosques? What was the support structure inside the madrasa, inside the mosque? Now, at the core of the module Subrashta, very interesting point I want to raise here. They are all Muslim clerics, all Muslim religious leaders. Maulvi Irfan Ahmad, Mewat cleric Hafiz Muhammad Ishtiyaq. So these people are showing that they are Maulvi, etc. as a front. Their real job was creating a whole, making their religious centers or whatever they were functioning from, or universities, centers to store arms, ammunition. And this is not the first time. Whenever there is stone pelting on Hindus, it is always from people, very often from people who are pelting the stones from inside mosques. So have some radical people turned mosques into a center of a hate India program. 1 minute. For then I will have to ask, what is their deep agenda? Are these people such fools? 1 minute. Do they really believe that they can create chaos in this country? Because Subrashta, I'll close with this. The plan was to create a lot of bloodshed in India in December. Mass bloodshed in India in December was this phase 1 of their Ghazwa-e-Hind campaign. Now don't try to pretend कि सब कुछ ठीक है. सब कुछ ठीक नहीं है. रंगे हाथ पकड़े गए हैं. क्रैकडाउन होने वाली है. सबको पकड़ा जाएगा. सबकी फंडिंग बंद होगी. सबको अंदर किया जाएगा. और ये सब लोग एक नंबर के कायर हैं. सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस आते हैं तो भागते हैं. ये कोई दम नहीं है इनमें. इनको पकड़ के सिखाया जाएगा. सैयद, आई एम टेलिंग यू, 1 minute. Subrashta, no more. No, I don't take the middle line.
30 seconds.
Arnab, my question is,
had they read what
Prophet said, there has been a letter floating around with 5 Muslim. नहीं सुन लीजिए, आपको तब लगातार आप बोल रहे हैं, आपको बोलने का मौका मिल रहा, बिल्कुल मार्जिनलाइज नहीं किया गया है आपको, लेकिन आपको दूसरे तरफ की भी बात सुननी पड़ेगी. Arnab, there has been a letter that has been quoted by, Shashi
Why?
Tharoor about these 5 Muslim eminent intellectuals who condemned the attack. My question to everybody sitting on the panel who is trying to either defend this or, tiptoe about this conversation is this. When there was a whole campaign going around in this country in the name of CAA, NRC, and lies were being spread through prominent anchors in Indian television, did these Indian Muslims who are sitting now as political analysts, did they come out and say we condemn this? These are blatant lies and it can inflame a community to no extent. Have you ever heard these guys talking about madrasas and the kind of indoctrination that happens there? Are we new to this? Or should it shock us that madrasas have been a seat of, they are not just a place of study, and that they have been seats of laboratories of terror, operations in this country? What are we talking? And not in this country. They just need to look up, read up articles after articles, follow and track conversation after conversations in Europe, in US, and all these places where people have migrated to better economic prospects, and what they have done to the political climate of the country. This conversation cannot be kosher. I'm sorry to say, but this is a conversation we need to have, and more Muslims need to speak about this. I don't understand why is it difficult to understand that the true financiers of fanaticism need to be brought to book. If the financing goes through madrasas, if the financing goes through NGOs, they need to be called out. I don't understand what is the problem.
No, because the problem
social
is
media conclaves and selective outrage, etc. I think we should be done with these conversations now.
No, because the problem is then we will have to, problem is we will then have to ask what is happening within the madrasas and the masjids. Gaurav Chachra, one point I want to make to you. Syed, just listen for a minute. Maulana Irfan Ahmad Waga previously worked as a paramedical staff member at Government Medical College in Srinagar, which means he was a government servant. During that time, he came into contact with several students who visited a mosque in Nogam. ये radicalization पूरी तरह से मस्जिद से शुरू हुई. The radicalization, Gaurav, happened from a mosque. Then Maulana Irfan said, I am going to make it my job to radicalize students, including the students pursuing medicine in Faridabad. And many people came to Faridabad, you know why, Gaurav? Because the government of India wanted to integrate Kashmiri Muslims into the mainstream academic life of this country. So Sanju Verma, listen to this. You first make sure radicalization is over. Then you start your integration system. Integration does not happen automatically. By getting 100 students to Alfala University, you don't start national integration. You have to disintegrate that thinking first. Gaurav,
Exactly.
There is an undeniable connection to mosques and madrasas. Just as there is an undeniable connection to the Jaish-e-Mohammed.
Arnab, if that is the case, then why is UP state funds being granted to madrasas under Yogi Adityanath? Can you answer me today? Why does Yogi Adityanath ji grant funds under the state funds of
Maybe he should stop.
Yeah, so Sanju Verma,
Because if he stops, you will say Muslims are being targeted.
If madrasas are terror funds, then why do BJP grant?
Gaurav Chachra!
Can I please?
Gaurav, louder!
आप मुझे सुन लीजिए. आतंकवाद का कोई धर्म नहीं होता, कोई जाति नहीं होती. जानबूझ के आतंक ये धर्म के चश्मे से देखना छोड़ दीजिए. ये जो फेलियर ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस हुआ है, जो केंद्र सरकार की गलतियां उसको छुपाने के लिए आप एक धर्म के चश्मे से देख रहे हैं इसको कहीं ना कहीं मैनिपुलेट कर रहे हैं.
Insane debate is this? Can I now comment? Can I comment now? You had your say. You had your say. Now I refuse to fight every day for my time.
आगे तो भविष्य में ऐसी कोई घटना ना हो सके. पूरा विपक्ष केंद्र सरकार के साथ में आतंकवाद को जड़ से खत्म कीजिए.
No. The point is,
क्या कर रहे हैं हम आपके साथ में हैं.
the point is, why are all these clerics?
कहाँ से प्लानिंग हो रही है, क्यों हो रही है, क्या हो रहा है,
कौन कर रहा है?
एक इंसान डॉक्टर जो है वो सहारनपुर में रह के रोज नई प्लानिंग कर रहा है. क्या करनी चाहिए इंटेलिजेंस आपकी? चुनाव खेल रहे थे आप लोग।
Audio not clear. Both audio not clear. Fix the audio, and when both audios are bad, one has to be hired at one time. Directors. Windows have to be made. The two people have to be separated on two sides of the screen. Audio has to be higher for one, lower for the other, so that in a bad audio situation, one person can be heard. Live direction, ladies and gentlemen.
प्रो के जो चेयरमैन है अजीम प्रेम जी, जो भी मुसलमान है।
I refuse to debate like this. Each time I come on air, you allow the other person to pre-run and you mute my voice. Please continue to debate with this guy. I refuse to shout every evening. I don't want to fight for my time. Either call me and give me time or don't call.
सबका देश है, इस देश में हम देश के साथ खड़े हैं, देश के नागरिक हैं, विपक्ष की पार्टी केंद्र सरकार के साथ खड़ी हुई है।
You don't have the guts to condemn radical Islam. You don't have the guts to condemn jihad.
अभी भी आप देखिए क्या 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 उनकी कमर तोड़ दिया, उनके क्या भविष्य में करने वाले थे।
संजू and Seth.
मेरा देश की जनता बचे, मेरा कोई बहन ना मरे, मेरा कोई भाई ना मरे।
ना बांटो हिंदुस्तान को, ना मैं हिंदू बनूं ना तुम मुसलमान बनो, मैं भी हिंदुस्तानी बनूं तुम भी हिंदुस्तानी बनो। बस करो ये बंटवारा। मैं कृपया करके हाथ जोड़ के बोलता हूं, who has died? Hindus have died, Muslims have died. How does it matter? Mothers have lost their kids. Wives have been orphaned. Have some shame.
I
have
see
some
you
self-respect.
always telling me,
We are
Sanju, do
Indians.
not
We are
interject. Can I now
Indians.
come in?
That is
I
what
don't
we are.
want
And
lessons
stop.
in secularism
Stop dividing us.
from this
Sanju.
Hindus and Muslims.
radicalized
We are
guy.
Indians.
I don't want
fight for my
lessons in
brothers.
secularism from this
Brothers,
radical
we are the
element on your
brothers
show.
and sisters of India.
I refuse to debate unless you
your
mute
thoughts
because
are
you don't
radical,
allow
madam.
me to
Your
interject
thoughts are
others.
radical. No. Ma'am, let me
I
tell
will
you,
not debate.
we love our
I will
Hindu
not
brothers,
debate.
we love our Muslim brothers, but first we are Indians. Listen to
You're
me.
not conducting
India
a
first,
sane debate.
nation first,
You want noise
and
on your show.
or the likes of
And
you
you do
are
this
nobody to
deliberately,
divide
Arnab
us.
Goswami.
We will stand united, Arnab. We will stand sacrosanct with our country, because
आप
even for
the guts
Muslims,
to
the
condemn
best country in the
jihad.
world,
हिम्मत
even
है
for
तो
Muslims, the
पहले
best
जिहाद को
country in the
condemn
world.
करो, बाद में
अरे
बीजेपी को
पूरे-
भाषण देना।
मेरे
Can you condemn
कंठन
radical
में-
Islam? Can you condemn jihad?
I will. Yes,
Can you condemn the Faridabad module? Can you condemn Jaish-e-Mohammed? Can you condemn Lashkar-e-Taiba? Can you condemn?
Listen to me.
Huh?
Listen to me. I
Huh?
condemn anybody on the land of this
condemn the
beautiful
likes of Sayyid
Bharat Maa.
Salahuddin?
Listen to me. On this
उसके
beautiful
रसूल
धरती of
की
Bharat
एक ही
Maa,
सजा,
anybody
करतन
who
से
takes
जुदा,
a life,
करतन से जुदा,
irrespective of Hindu
that
or
is
Muslim, I
what your
condemn them.
jihadi
Sanju, louder.
Indian
Because-
brothers, my Indian
Bad
brothers and
panel.
mothers have died, ma'am.
आपके जिहादी भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल की एक ही सजा बोलकर कन्हैया लाल की गर्दन काट डाली। आपके जिहादी भाइयों ने
Look at a
गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर उमेश कोले की गर्दन काट डाली। आपके जिहादी भाइयों ने अल्लाह अकबर बोलकर चार्ली हेब्डो कर डाला। आपके भाइयों ने अल्लाह अकबर बोलकर ब्रसेल्स की बॉम्बिंग की। आपके भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर मक्का मदीना में भी बॉम्बिंग की। आपके जिहादी भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर कश्मीरी जेनोसाइड किया। आपके जिहादी भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर कोयम्बटूर किया। आपके जिहादी भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर
You deserve me a second.
26
You give me a second,
Mumbay terror
Arnab. The fact
किया।
is, so much of
Sanju.
division, so much
भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर समझौता
do not divide
एक्सप्रेस
us.
ब्लॉक
Always
किया।
unite us in one
के
Indians.
जिहादी भाइयों ने
Unite us in one
गुस्ताखे
Indians.
रसूल बोलकर पुणे
Hindu,
बेकरी ब्लॉक
Muslim,
किया। आपके जिहादी
we are
भाइयों ने
one Indians.
गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर चिन्नस्वामी
How can you
स्टेडियम ब्लॉक किया।
allow such
आपके
Volume,
जिहादी
Sanju.
भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर जयपुर बम ब्लास्ट किया।
Arnab, you need to
के जिहादी भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर अहमदाबाद बॉम्बिंग की। आपके जिहादी भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर वाराणसी ब्लास्ट किया। आपके जिहादी भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर पहलगाम टेरर अटैक किया। आपके जिहादी भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर पुलवामा अटैक किया। आपके जिहादी भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर पठानकोट अटैक किया। आपके जिहादी भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर फरीदाबाद ब्लास्ट किया। आपके जिहादी भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर दिल्ली बम ब्लास्ट किया। आपके जिहादी भाइयों ने गुस्ताखे रसूल बोलकर 2001 पार्लियामेंट्री बिल्डिंग पर अटैक
one minute, just 1 minute. If I may, you are all speaking over each other. Sanju, the reason I want to bring a more intense focus today, and if I can speak, can I, without interruption, speak only over visuals for a while? Viewers of Republic, something very serious has happened in our country, and sometimes these debates, the way people are speaking over each other, we may end up losing our focus on the importance of what has happened. See, viewers, I began the program today by saying that this is industrial scale Islamist radicalization. This is industrial scale terrorism. In one house, 88 bags of high explosives and IED materials were found. Inferring from the 88 bags, the question is, was it possible that 88 sites were also identified? There is a huge group of ideological support for terrorism in this country. Communication support, ideological support, logistical support, minute-to-minute tracking. Whoever is behind this, I can assure you there are thousands and thousands of people working together to carry out a new level of terrorism in our country. The problem is, you ask anyone, how many days will you forget what happened in Chandni Chowk? They'll say 3 days, 4 days and 5 days. There's a Bihar election result tomorrow and people will be debating that. This will be forgotten. And that is what the enemy wants. The enemy wants you to let down your guard. But if you speak informally to people, they will say, "Hame sab kuch pata hai." There are people who say, "We have surrounded this country from within. We are going to hit, we are going to strike back. We are waiting for our moment to attack." In the interrogation notes, by the way, Shalini, of all these people, they are saying, and they have said, all these radicals, that we have been trained to carry out terrorism in India because we hate people who don't believe in our religion. We have been told that India is a 82% Hindu country. So it is more likely that acts of terrorism, Hindus will be killed. And I do not want to be disturbed, but I am of a clear view. That the problem with our country is we've become so economically, some centers of our country as urban centers have become so economically privileged that they don't care what happens outside. There are some people who will say, we don't go to Chandni Chowk. But do you know this will not hit the mall next to you? The shopping center, the crowded place, the place of worship, the railway station, an airport. Has this not happened to India in the past? The only difference is, we believe it is the job of our army, Operation 2.0, Operation 3.0. The moment there is a terrorist attack, we never say, what are we going to do? We're going to say, what is Narendra Modi going to do? When are we going to hit Pakistan? As if that is going to solve the whole problem, Shalini. It's not going to solve the whole problem. The people who hate India are inside India. But if I say, why are so many of them Muslim? I'll be told you're targeting Muslims. But if I don't speak, no, 1 minute. Why are so many of them Muslim? Do you not understand English? Harish? Why are so many of them Muslim?
Dhruv Saxena was a Muslim, Arnab Goswami.
Why are so many of them Muslim?
Please, you don't talk.
Shalini and Harish. Why are so many of them Muslim?
To understand, number one, like what I said at the beginning of the debate also, we need to understand that there is an issue, and there is an issue that is coming out of our community where there are youth that are being taught things at a very young age. When they go to madrasas with Kattar teaching and where they have this Islamist radicalized teachers, they are taught the Quran and the Hadith in a manner they want to teach the children. We keep talking about Jaish-e-Mohammed, and we keep talking about ISIS, and we keep talking about Lashkar-e-Taiba and everything. This is exactly what happens over there. They're taught the wrong meanings. They're taught the interpretations in a manner where they are taught to kill. Islam is a very loving and a very peace-loving religion, like all other religions too. But जब मायने ही गलत सिखा दिए जाते हैं और यूथ जब इधर उधर होने शुरू हो जाते हैं, तो इशू तो है ना. ये कह देना कि ये मुसलमान नहीं है, ये गलत हो जाएगा. मैं मान रही हूँ कि ये मुसलमान है, पर ये सही तरीके से इस्लाम को नहीं फॉलो करते हैं. आतंकवाद का कोई धर्म नहीं होता है. एट द सेम टाइम वो जो धर्म की हम बात करते हैं, वो धर्म होता है अपने देश के प्रति, वो धर्म होता है पुत्र के प्रति, वो धर्म होता है पति के प्रति, वो धर्म होता है अपने पत्नी के प्रति. ये सारे धर्म होते हैं. और जब हम रिलीजन की बात करते हैं, तो आप उस रिलीजन में बॉर्न होते हैं या आप कन्वर्ट होते हैं, तो भी अगर आप उसको नहीं संभाल पा रहे हैं या समझ पा रहे हैं और गलत रास्ते पे चल रहे हैं, तो वो हम लोगों का एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. हम अगर इस देश में रह रहे हैं, हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बिल्कुल उसी तरीके से. अ क्रैकडाउन नीड्स टू बी डन ऑन सच मदरसास, अ क्रैकडाउन नीड्स टू बी डन ऑन सच कट्टर मौलानास. व्हेन देयर वाज एन इशू, समवन ऑन योर पैनल इटसेल्फ सेड कि नहीं जी यूपी में मत दीजिए ग्रांट. तो व्हेन द ग्रांट्स वर स्टॉप्ड and where the illegal madrasas were told to were sealed, where Assam, where we had the crackdown on madrasas in Assam because it was leading to a lot of infiltration. तो यही पैनल वाले लोग थे जो कह रहे थे कि आप लोग हमारे खिलाफ खड़े हो गए हैं. बात नरेंद्र मोदी की नहीं है, बात शालिनी अली की नहीं है, बात अर्नब गोस्वामी की नहीं है, बात हर एक भारतीय नागरिक की है कि हम इन सब चीजों को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए धर्म को बीच में ना लेकर आए, पर धर्म के अंदर या धर्म के डाल में जो काम हो रहा है उसके ऊपर हम क्रैकडाउन कैसे करेंगे. और इस वक्त हमारे लिए
अल्फला यूनिवर्सिटी में क्यों हो रही थी? देखिए, मैं सिंपल क्वेश्चन है, why was this happening in Alfala University and not Delhi University? Because it was
Javed Siddiqui, the founder of Alfala University. Now it has come to light that Javed Ahmed Siddiqui, the chancellor and the founder of Alfala, this is breaking news, he is the one who actually gave a free run for people to assemble in the boys' hostel of Alfala, where all the conspiracies were hatched to ensure that the Faridabad / Jaish-e-Mohammed /
Why did your government allow it? Why did our government allow it? Why did our government allow it? And my question is, your government, our government had a scheme to carry out national integration. It used to say, get a lot of Kashmiri students, to Delhi.
Down on terror big time or not? The Modi government is cracking down on terror big time, and you know this better than anyone else. Don't try to mislead your audience. Can you imagine what would have happened if Delhi blast had happened and say Rahul Gandhi was the Prime Minister, or say Akhilesh Yadav was the Prime Minister? Akhilesh Yadav after Varanasi blast went to Allahabad High Court saying Indian Mujahideen ki galti hi nahi hai. Sonia Gandhi shed copious tears in 2008 after the Batla House encounter. Till today, I have never heard Rahul Gandhi address the problem of radical Islam. Thank God you have Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister and Amit Shah as the Union Home Minister.
Have you finished?
I have finished, but why aren't you asking the tough questions on why intellectual cover fire is being given to terrorists under the garb of saying that "Arey terror ka koi dharm nahi hai"? I tell you that more than terrorists, it's the terror apologists who need to be exposed.
Why was there no intelligence or check on what was going on inside Alfala University till the explosion happened? Sanju, you need to answer that question. It's your government. You don't have any intelligence on what's going on inside the university.
I will not shove things under the carpet. Yes, there has been a lapse, but more importantly, the lapse has been taken cognizance of. And I think half the problem is solved when you at least take cognizance of the problem. 10-11 will be avenged. This is not like 2008, 26-11, where Fali Homi Major, the then IF chief, said.
No, but now you have arrested Javed Ahmed. Now you have arrested Javed Ahmed Siddiqui in a cheating case of 7 crore rupees. The nation wants to know what were you doing till now?
Not only for cheating. Javed Ahmed Siddiqui has been arrested for putting forward a false accreditation certificate.
Well, I just want to tell our viewers that something major will happen because NSA Doval and Home Minister Amit Shah are at Amit Shah's residence. Shalini, this seems like the kind of meetings that happened before Pahalgam.
भाजपा की
After Pahalgam, I mean, after Pahalgam.
I want to give you a background of the Mewat also and why Alfala University was actually, it was not only a hub, but it was, What has happened is that I have already worked and I am working in the area of Mewat and especially in Nu over there. If you see that there is a lack of educational facilities. As a matter of fact, there is a lack of any girl child going further than class 7th or 8th. Alfala University over there in Mewat came in as a boon. And as a matter of fact, it came in as a boon not only for the locals over there, but people that were there surrounding over there. So actually speaking, this was a very well-planned plan, which I'm sure Javed must have been hatching since many years. Having Alfala University in Mewat and having all the planning and plotting taking place in Mewat made it a place where they could hide all these kind of activities and yet have a big number of students coming in over there since there is a lack of education. Also,
No, is it
if you will like to go into history, the Jamaat-e-Islam, the Jamaat started in Mewat in the year 1926. So over there, you do have a lot of fan following and you do have a lot of thoughtful thinking taking place where they see that, a minority education has come in to work in our area and to bring up the educational level of our area. So one point is that. Number 2 point, you're absolutely right in saying that there was a kind of a lack in intelligence. At the same time, these are what leads to the lack of intelligence, because when over there you have locals, you have students that are going there and the students are not coming back and communicating with their parents or with their neighbors or giving out information. Again, lack of education in our community, lack of social skills in our community leads to such kind of activities to bloom and blossom.
What kind of rubbish argument is that?
Bigger terrorist activities.
Well, what's rubbish? You believe, Harish, that fundamentalism and Islamist radicalization is okay as long as you can present a moderate English-speaking face? You want to present a moderate English-speaking face in front and have jihadi thought behind. That won't be allowed. This duality will not be allowed. You see, there are many jihadis who speak English and have a moderate voice. We are going to have to investigate their thinking. So many people are suggesting that entire digital footprints, internet access, background material, financial transactions of people should happen so that all these radicalized Muslims should have to be caught. You're going to have to catch radicalized Muslims. There has to be a nationwide, Harish, a nationwide operation to identify and catch radicalized Muslims. Because even if they have not done terrorist acts so far, they may do so in the future. Do you understand? So people who read radicalized literature, people who follow radicalized material, people whose habits, digital habits show radicalization to some extent, we will have to carry out a very major intensive combing operation of these people. Do you have any objection to it? Because it's going to be happening now, Harish.
No, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, then you don't cry that Muslims are being targeted.
No. Because each kind of radicalization on any religion, that too particularly.
I'm not talking about any religion.
No. One second. Let me allow.
These were all Muslims.
Allow me to complete.
These killers were all Muslims.
By my name, you can identify me as Islam, but I am an atheist totally. But having said that, I will make sure whoever it is, whether Islam is the one primarily who has been attacking, who has been all against the country. They have to stand for the country, but they have been colliding with the foreign nationals, that too particularly with the Pakistanis, and organizing these kind of terror attacks. We have to condemn at the highest order, that there is no second thought about it, because they are standing against the sovereignty of this country. They are standing against the own people. So whatever the mechanism which the government has to do to curb this at the nub, they have to do it. Whether this time it is a lapse or whether the Pahalgam is a lapse, whether it is a Pathankot is a lapse.
The Coimbatore terror attack in 2022 under the incompetent nose of MK Stalin. The perpetrator was a radical Jamaati called Jamesha Mubin.
Have some civility, madam, please.
MK Stalin has never condemned radical terror. MK Stalin has never condemned jihadis. MK Stalin has never condemned radical Islam. The United Nations says 9 out of top 10 terror organizations in the world have a radical Islamist DNA. ISIS, Jamaat-ud-Dawa, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Boko Haram, Hamas, Hezbollah, Al-Qaeda,
Okay, Arnab,
Do you
I'm
know
going on
all the
because
top
she
9
keep
terror
on ramping
organizations in the
this
world have a
because I'm
radical Islamist
Madam,
DNA?
have some civility.
You guys say
Madam,
गुस्ताखे रसूल की एक ही सजा
Madam,
तन से
have
जुदा
some civility and
जुदा.
allow me to complete. Madam, have some
And
civility
you
and allow me
carried
to
out the
complete.
Kashmiri genocide of
Madam, have
1990.
some civility.
You carried
Madam,
out the
have some
Ahmedabad
civility.
bomb blast. You carried out the
Madam,
Jaipur
have-
bomb blast. Your Jamatis carried out the Chinnaswamy Stadium blast.
Who's
Your
that you
Jamatis
are?
carried out the German
Who's that
bakery
you are?
blast.
Who's
Your
that you are?
Jamatis carried out the
Harish.
Stop these kind of
Samjhauta
branding.
Express
Stop
blast.
these kind of branding.
Your Jamatis
You
carried
dumb.
out the
You dumbo.
Pahalgam
You
terror
dumbo.
attack. Your
You
Jamatis
dumbo scam.
carried out
Stop this.
The Delhi blast.
You dumb.
are
You
basically
dumbo.
sitting here as an ambassador
Stop this.
of your
Whom you are?
Sanju, louder.
You were.
I think if you cannot argue, you can't call her a dumbo. You can be equally called a dumbo. You can be told that you're presenting a dumb argument. You can be told that you're a moderate face for and you have a jihadi ideology, but I'm not saying that. How did you call her dumbo? You have no argument, now you're showing your real face?
She can't go ahead.
You're an illiterate.
To be same as a terrorist. So if she does,
You are a complete, outstanding illiterate.
I will call her dumbo.
You are illiterate.
She can't.
You
she
are
can't
a
equate.
radical Jamati. Bolo that radical Islam is a threat to humanity. Himmat hai.
You are equivalent to Prati
Himmat hai.
Nachia. Who's that?
Apne
Prati
jihadi
Thakur,
bhaiyon ko condemn
girl,
karne ki.
some women who
From
blasted
Ahmedabad to Jaipur to
Come on.
Coimbatore to Delhi.
Madam, have
It
some
is your
civility.
radical
I don't have time for all your
Islamist
foolishness.
brothers.
I don't have time for all
You
your
guys
foolishness
have
and
a
your
radical
dumb
DNA.
ideological.
अरे radical बाबा चुप हो जाओ. Radical
Oh, you
Islamist
chup
बाबा
karo.
चुप
You
हो
chup
जाओ.
karo. You shut up.
You look
You
like
shut
a
up.
jihadi moron.
You
and I
shut
will
up.
not hold back my punches.
You are
We have
an atom
tolerated
bomb.
you guys
You
for
are
too
an
long.
atom bomb. You are a walking atom
You
bomb. Shut
are
up first of all.
peddling jihad under the garb
First
of
of
being
all,
doctors.
shut up. You can't even understand what kind of stand I am taking.
Sanju,
you are
I think Harish, today you have lowered the level of the debate, which is extremely unfortunate.
No,
Which is extremely unfortunate.
Even without understanding.
No. You had an option to say that Dr. Muzammil, Dr. Shaheen Saeed and Dr. Umar are all Muslims and we'll have to investigate why that happens. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no good terrorist or bad terrorist. There is no good jihad or bad jihad. The arrest of the Maulvis proves that there is a pipeline of radicalization in this country from Kashmir to Haryana. That we pay taxes so these people learn professional courses on our money and then target the country from within. But once again, before I go to the main debate at 9 o'clock tonight, I want you to think whether you are safe. Are you safe pretending that this will not hit you? Are you safe being woke? Do you feel privileged? And if you're privileged, do you think your privilege will protect you from the effects of radicalization? Let me assure you it won't. So do watch when I'm back.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।